Hello, today in the lesson we will learn how to apply the properties of powers when solving examples. First example, 5 to the power of 20 multiplied by 5 to the power of 16. We need to find the value of this expression. As you can see, we will not be taking 5 to the 20th power. That would be a very large number, and 5 to the power of 16. So we will write this answer as a number in some degree. We're going to apply properties to do that. In order to apply the properties, we first need to pay attention to the base of the degree. If the base of the degree is the same number, then we can apply the properties. Which property will we apply to solve this example? The first property, of course. If we a to the power of n multiplied by a to the power of m, then we add the powers and leave the base. But once again, I draw your attention. This property can only be applied when the base is the same. In our example, the base of the first multiplier is 5 and the second multiplier is 5. So I can apply this property. Then I'll write 5 to a power and add 16 to 20. The result is 5 to the power of 36. This entry is the answer. You don't need 5 to the 36th power. That would be a large number. Next example. Divide 5 to the degree of 20 by 5 to the degree of 16. How do we solve this example? Well, if we applying the properties of powers, the first step is to look at the base of the powers. The first number has 5 number and the second number has 5. So I can apply the second property. If is a division sign, then I have to subtract. The result is 5 to the power of 4. But in this case, I can raise 5 to the 4th power. The result is 625. You don't have to take and write the answer as a number. You can leave the answer as a number to some degree. Next assignment. 5 to the degree of 20 and the whole expression is to the degree of 16. In this case, we apply the third property. We multiply the degrees and then we get 5 to the degree of 20 multiplied by 16. And then the answer is 5 to the power of 320. This answer, we leave it that way because multiplying 5 to the power of 320 is inconvenient. Next assignment. I drew your attention to the fact that in order to apply our properties, especially properties 1 and 2, we need to pay attention to the base of the degree. Let's look at the following example. If I need 5 to the power of 2 times 25 to the power of 3, I can't apply the first property. Why not? Because the first multiplier of the base of degree 5 and the second multiplier of the base of degree 25. How can I solve this example? The thing is, I can rewrite 5 to the power of 2, but 25 is 5 to the power of 2. 25 is 5 to the power of 2, but we have to write down the third power. So I take the parentheses and I put in the third degree. And then in this example, I'm going to apply the third property as well. Let's write it down. 5 to the power of 2 times 5 to the power of 6. Notice. The example was 5 powers of 2 times 25 powers of 3. And we got 5 powers of 2 times 5 powers of 6. By applying the properties of powers, and then we can add 6 to 2 and you get 5 to the power of 8. And one more example of the properties. Let's write down that we need to multiply 5 by 3 and raise that to the 15th power. Of course, we can write down 5 times 3 is 15 to the power of 15. But if we need to simplify an expression or reduce a fraction, in this case I can write that this expression is 5 times 5 to the power of 15 times 3 to the power of 15. In this case, we have applied the fourth property with u. Of course, most often the fourth property is applied in reverse order to write a number, but we'll work with those examples in the next lesson. Our lesson has come to an end for today. Goodbye. See you again.